Welcome to another episode of Talk About It Tuesday with your favorite host, B. Brown the Revolutionary.
And Sunshine La Reina. Today is Tuesday, November 15th, 2022, and we are coming to you live from YouTube and Facebook.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And today's topic deals with something that has been going on for about the last 2 weeks now?
2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that.
They don't want to give it a rest.
At all. And it's becoming annoying.
Pretty much. Because at this point in time, everybody has their own opinions, which that's what I thought America was all about. Land of the free.
Home of the brave.
But it don't seem like it is, because when it comes to Kyrie Irving, he is being plummeted in the media. They are trying to basically take his rights away from him to speak freely. Mind you, he never said a word. He shared a link.
Exactly. He shared a link. He shared a link from a platform that has 30 million likes on Facebook. 5.6 million followers, I would like to say, on Twitter, which is the platform that Kyrie Irving shared the link. And they have like 4.2 million followers on Instagram.
Right. So that definitely would be what? Amazon.
Definitely.
But it seems like Kyrie is catching all of the flack for sharing a link to a movie that's on Mr. Bezos' platform.
Yes.
And how many followers does Kyrie have?
Kyrie Irving on Twitter, let me be very specific.
I know it's 5 million, right? 4 or 5 million.
No, it is Kyrie Irving,
4.6.
has 4.6 million followers on Twitter.
Right.
Yes, 4.6.
And Mr. Bezos has what, 15?
I don't actually know how many Mr. Bezos have. I can look that up real fast. I do know that Amazon has 5.2 million followers.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about, because it's the platform.
Correct. Yes.
It's the platform. We're not talking about the CEO himself, but we're talking about the platform, even though he owns it.
Exactly.
So they're two in the same. You're the same person.
Exactly. You are one and the same entity, sir.
Yes, most definitely.
Most definitely. Yes.
But it seems as if because Kyrie shared this link, people were so giddy about saying, oh my gosh, it's anti-Semitic. You don't even know if he's seen the movie or not. Did you even watch the movie? He probably could have seen it and thought that the title was cool, and maybe it was like, yeah, check this out, just as something that he saw, and was like, well, this looks like it may be interesting.
Or maybe he watched it in its entirety and found the key points that resonated within his blackness and negated everything else.
Either way it go, he did not say anything about the film. He only shared it.
Not even a hashtag.
Not even a hashtag. So you got a right to click on it or not. But mind you, once again, this movie it came out in 2018.
Correct.
And it's been on Amazon since then.
Correct.
Now, from them calling out Kyrie Irving and making this movie link such a big situation, it has been watched numerous times now.
I would believe so.
Yeah, I brought all the attention to the movie at this point.
Because people want to know what the controversy is. I watched the movie.
Exactly.
I watched the movie. I did. I watched the movie myself. And I found it to be very, very interesting.
I did too. I thought it was very interesting. Mind you, the intro was long as hell.
It was about 45 minutes, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I was ready to go to bed.
The intro was about 15 minutes, wasn't it? Maybe even 20.
It was like when you have to wait at the end of the credits at a Marvel movie to see
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen. You see what's going to happen. That's what that was like.
Times two. Times two.
Yes, 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 it was. But when they got into the actual movie, in all actuality, with the way they portrayed it to be so anti-Semitic and so violent, so disgusting and disrespectful, I thought I was having a history lesson.
Me too.
I felt like I was in school. I
Mm-hmm.
did. I felt like I was in school. There was nothing aggressive, nothing overtly anything that I saw in the movie itself.
No, it was well put together. It was put together through numerous
Sources.
sources, including the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Bible, that's what you say when you mean like it Bible. I mean, that's where I'm from, and that's Bible. So
Yeah.
what you trying to say? If they're using direct quotes and direct text from your Bible, and not only like any Bible, like the NIV, like the King James version, like they using all of that, all of that.
Yeah.
So make it make sense because the math ain't mathing.
Well, so once he shared this link, oh my goodness, here comes doom, doom, doom. I'm talking about they brought the smackdown on Kyrie. Like he had stood on top of the Empire State Building, naked, with a sign and a radio and a middle finger and a head chopped off. That's how they did him.
They
But
made it,
all he did was share a link.
but my whole thing is that the information there in itself laying the problem, especially within the Black community, because they have always said if you want to hide information from a Black person or a Negro, you put it in a book. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I read so much. I
Mm-hmm.
read anything I can get my hands on. And this is a movie that's filled with words. Like it's information. And I'm not saying that I agree with the movie, with the documentary or the movie, whatever, in its entirety, because I can't say that because I have to do further research and some of the things. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I can't agree with everything in the documentary. However, it's information that is out there that you can do your own research upon.
Right.
And
Yeah.
within the movie, they had very extensive research. Nonetheless, back to Mr. Kyrie Irving, like the things that he had to do to be reinstated
Oh
in
yeah.
the NBA
Oh yeah.
were ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
They were ridiculous. Like,
I mean, I feel like not only did you try to strip this man of who he is and the hard work that he has put forth, because y'all didn't work hard on the court. Y'all wasn't at the gym not one day shooting that ball. Now he has put in work ever since high school and college to make it to where he at, and y'all want to strip him of his wonderful um, title as an NBA player. And not only did y'all want to strip him of that, but then y'all not only wanted him to he apologized. He apologized,
he
and
did.
but then y'all want to go a step further. It's like y'all don't never want to stop putting your foot on the neck of the Black and brown people. Let's just be for real. Because did y'all go that far with Mr. Uh, what's his name? Chauvin, the one who
Oh, Derek Chauvin,
underlined George Floyd. Did he have to say he was sorry? And we actually saw him commit a whole murder.
what about Sarah Silverman? She did a whole sketch in blackface and she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't dragged for filth. She
Mm-hmm.
uses the N word, hard ER, in her comedy sketches, and she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't made to. And these are the conditions. Can you pull that up? It's on the CBSSports.com website. Shout
Okay.
out to them for this information. I appreciate you. Well, we appreciate you wholeheartedly for your work and due diligence.
Okay.
And we're gonna wait till she pulls that up. But it's ridiculous, like these demands. And then, not for nothing, one of the demands was refuted by the company in which it was supposed to be given to. So make that make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I got it right here. I'm about to pull it up right here. The one off Newsweek.
If it's off of the cbssports.com.
Okay, let me see if I got that one. Okay, I see it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the 6 requirements.
Correct.
All right.
So, and just sharing a link, not even giving an opinion as to whether he fully agreed or disagreed with the context of the entire film, or even the books, because there are books. This film was based upon books, right? So, Mr. Irving, in order to be reinstated by the team, Irving must fulfill 6 requirements. According to Shams, what is that? Charania?
Mm-hmm. That's what we're gonna call it. Mm-hmm.
Call it a day, all right? It says
Mm-hmm.
he must apologize and condemn the film he promoted. I
Why?
don't
What?
believe that him sharing something isn't promoting something. It's not saying that he agrees
Exactly.
with it.
Exactly.
I shared Donald Trump's tweets, and I for dang on sure don't agree with that person. I'm gonna keep it cute. I don't agree with him.
Exactly.
But why must he apologize for watching something that gave him information that he can delve into to find out who he is as a black man, a person who was stripped of their culture and identity?
I'm trying to figure out why he gotta condemn it.
That's what I'm saying. But what if some of the things that, like, I don't understand that. And it's not like he promoted it. It wasn't a promotion. He just shared a link.
It's too much. Too much. Too much. Too much.
Now he also had to make a $500,000 donation to the anti-hate causes, and the Anti-Defamation League, I believe they refused it.
Yes, they did not want to take the money.
So what does that say? He's trying to give his apology by making the donation, like he said it was, and I believe it was himself and the NBA or something like that were supposed to do the 500,000. It would equate to $1 million, I want to say, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they refused it.
That's exactly what they did.
He has to complete sensitivity training, complete anti-Semitism training, meet with the Anti-Defamation League and Jewish leaders, meet with team owner Joe Tsai and demonstrate an understanding of the situation. How many times have we seen a white player, NBA, NFL, NHL, like the baseball associate, like baseball, all of those? How many times have we seen people that don't look like us use derogatory and racist terms?
Mm-hmm. Teachers are doing it now.
Exactly. Promote racist ideologies
Mm-hmm.
and hate speech and aren't called to task like this.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Make it do what it's due. But I still wanted to understand why he's being held with these kinds of standards when Amazon hasn't even been held to these kind of standards.
Mm-mm. Not at all. Not at all.
That's all I want to know. But he did play in the game, right? Was it tonight?
It's been lifted, so I'm not sure if he played tonight or not. I just had been seeing the news saying that the suspension was up. So I didn't know exactly what that meant.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there was so I wanted to understand, as I shared with you, what the big deal was about the documentary because I could ascertain myself what the different points of conjecture were. However, it's like I read on the Anti Defamation League website, um, ADL.org, if you would like to read the article in its entirety, that's where you can go and read this. And then, question, did you know? Because I just found this out that being Jewish is an ethno religion.
Mm. And spill the beans on that, please.
Being an ethno religion means that you were an ethnicity as well as a religious group.
Mm. Learn something new every day.
I did too. That's why they remember when they suspended Whoopi Goldberg off
Mm-hmm.
and they had to educate her on live about how that was anti-Semitic because the Jewish were an ethno-religious group. And she was like, okay, well, I did not know that. Thank you for the education. And they still suspended her. Remember that?
But oh yes, I remember. I just still don't see what was so crazy about that.
I don't know. Well, she said that the war was the Holocaust was a white on white crime.
What a lie.
That is because there is a hierarchy within whiteness as well. Yes, there's a hierarchy. The Jewish people are not, they are not within the hierarchy of
Uh-huh.
whiteness.
Okay.
So there's white people and then there's Jewish people.
Okay.
Because even back in old times, it was said that Jewish people couldn't own slaves. This was in like 1812 to 1861, something of that fashion, where they were here. They couldn't live in the places, they couldn't live in parishes in like Louisiana or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So they couldn't own slaves. It was like while you still had your freedom,
Mm-hmm.
Black Americans were slaves.
Mm.
So I'm not gauging. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I know exactly what you're saying.
I don't know.
Well, do you want to dig into the movie itself?
Yeah, we can. Do you want to go talk on the ADL website with
Yeah.
that article? So if you, like I said, if you want to read the article in its entirety, it is on the ADL.org website. So we read about this the other day. This was a film back in 2018 from director Ronald Dalton Jr. It's about a book series, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were reading over some key points within the movie that they highlighted about what we needed to know. And the third point, although a lot of them were very valid, the third point kind of bothered me because I'm like, that's apples and oranges. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the third point reads, while much of the film deals with historical and genetic arguments about various racial and ethnic groups, right?
Mm-hmm.
It also includes extensive anti Semitism, including claims of global Jewish conspiracy to oppress and defraud Black people, allegations that Jews are part responsible for the transatlantic slave trade, which is actually factual, and the claim that Jews falsified the history of the Holocaust in order to conceal their nature and protect their status and power. Now that I want no parts of, that I don't believe in.
Right. And I don't know. I have need to do more research. I don't know.
Exactly. Which is something Kyrie could have said, and then all this feather wouldn't have been a feather. The tiki torches wouldn't be the tiki torches and the khaki pants wouldn't be ready to go all up in arms. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They didn't cut up this much about the Capitol, honey.
girl, when that police officer was unalived by the
Yeah.
rioters,
Yeah.
they were of the correct hue.
This is true.
I'm just saying.
That's right. That's
Black
the fact.
people are unalive for less. However, my thing is, you're talking about it has historical and genetic arguments, and then you go to talk about a conspiracy against Jewish people. That's apples and oranges.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
That's apples and oranges. Refute the genetic and historical claims. Show me how they're showing me that it's true. Show me that this is false.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Is there a point in the article that you wanted to talk about? Did you find
Yeah.
anything intriguing?
Yes. Go back. Oh, there we go. This part right here, it says among the film's claims. It said black people are now finding out they are the real lost children of Israel. In turn, they are realizing that the Sephardic, Ashkenazi, Mizrahi Jews in Israel are just religious converts with no biblical blood connection to the ancient 12 tribes of Israel. Now, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. If the Sephardic and Ashkenazi Jews falsely claim they are from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, why did they decide to steal the identity of the real black Israelites that they sold into slavery? Okay. The children of Israel got their brown skin complexion, something we don't see with the people who came to Israel in 1948 and called themselves Jews.
And that is when they received the land from the Palestinians.
Yes.
Yes.
So, okay, in this part of the film, that's why, I don't see what's the big uproar because people make films all the time and we don't know if this stuff is true. We just don't know. Like, we're just going by what they are saying that they researched. Okay.
But then it's up to your own due diligence to do your own research. If this is the information that you are given, it's like someone tells you a story that they say is factual. Are you going to go off that's fact? You're going to do your own research. I'm going to do my own research before I call it facts.
However, in the Bible, it clearly states in numerous places, and this comes from the film, because as he was talking about this part in the film, he was going through the Bible and giving out the different parts where this was actually true. But anyway, what's the big deal? Like, black people are the lost children of Israel. Okay? So, either way it goes, maybe some parts of the film were, I don't know. I don't know where he got his information from. But I know on that part right there, he came straight from the Bible. Now, you got to go watch the film yourself. Just go watch it yourself and see what he's talking about. But either way it go, maybe the information he got, who knows if it's right or wrong? To me, you got to just go do your own research. But why are they so defensive about this particular film? Because overall, all it says is that Black people, wake up. You did not come from slavery. You were actually born into these tribes that were Jews, and you were basically tricked. You know how people say trick you off the streets? They got tricked off the streets of Israel. And that was that. So if this is some information that needs to be spread amongst Black people just to give them some form of identity, what is the big problem with this film?
I mean, it's just the information that's out there, and it's just the way it was displayed. And there's a part in the movie where they quote Adolf Hitler and saying that Black people were the jewels of. Hold on, let me see. I am quoting the movie. I am not quoting Hitler himself. This is a quote from the movie. It says, "America has God's jewelry. The Americans have the jewels of God. The Americans have stolen God's precious jewels." "What do you mean it's precious jewels?" the soldier asked. Hitler said, "America has stolen the Jews, the jewels of God, his jewelry, the Negroes. They are the true Hebrews. What a foolish move and a direct challenge to God. And they plan on moving these false white Jews into a state of Israel." Also, it says that he claims that because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel, and to keep America secret, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they are. Now, disclaimer, it says this is believed to be said by Adolf Hitler in a secret document before his death in an undisclosed location. They've also said that this statement was a falsehood. However, no one knows what was said in documentations. And it could be taken as factual because Black people that were brought over on the slave ships were stripped completely of their identities. They don't know what tribes they come from, what language they speak, what gods they pray to.
Yeah,
So
their dialect.
exactly. So those two statements within itself could, to a conspiracy theoristic type mind, be like, you know what, that's true. Because you know what they say, if you want to hide knowledge from a Black person, you put it in a book.
Right.
Once again, Black people were taught that having an education to be able to read was evil and wrong, and you can be unalived because you could read. And that was a fact.
I just pulled up that quote.
Yes.
See it?
From the movie, yes.
And
once again, it's no promotion of the context of the movie. It's just for educational purposes and for conversational purposes, because it's something that people should talk about, especially Black people that know not their original roots.
Right, because you got to know that we were already in America, we were already in Africa, already in Egypt, basically all around the world.
Do you know that Africa is the only continent that is actually rooted to the earth? And she is in all four hemispheres of the earth.
Go figure.
Egypt is in Africa. No matter what anyone wants to admit to, and Egypt is in Africa. So if you're an Egyptian, you are an African, because I may be a Pennsylvanian, however, I am a United Statesican. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying.
And this is another quote that came from the movie, which once again, I'm not promoting any of this, but this definitely needs to be a conversation, because in this world, that's what we need to learn how to do, have a conversation and a debate about situations instead of just having a adult tantrum.
Yes.
Okay. It says the Americans plan on moving these false white Jews into a state of Israel because the white Jews know the Negroes are the real children of Israel, and to keep America's secrets, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they are. And in brackets, it says fabricated quotation falsely attributed to Adolf Hitler. How they know that?
I mean, how don't they? How do they? How don't they?
Exactly.
But my whole
So,
thing is this, like, who actually that could be tied back into our conversation a couple weeks ago about who controls the music industries and
mhm,
their narratives. Like, who controls these are you gave this link to me earlier, and this link is from steamit.com, right?
mhm, mhm,
Steamit.com.
mhm.
Remember that one, right?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Now, I didn't know this. This is information that you actually gave to me. I did not know this. I knew about 3 of the companies. The other 3 I didn't know about. Well, I had, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. But before start talking about that, I guess that's one of the reasons why they say the film is anti-Semitic, because it is saying that they are, false and not real.
But then here's the thing. They're consistently called modern day Jews.
Right. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Now,
Like, if you're a Jew, you're just a Jew, right?
I ain't being funny. I want to understand and comprehend and know. Like, let me know.
Right.
Because I'm coming from a place where everything is anti-black.
Huh. Come on now.
Where I have to worry about because I have 2 black sons. And one of my black sons is a beautiful black boy. So I have to worry about him in these streets with these police. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm coming from a place where my trauma is entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm coming from where I am portrayed as some kind of ghetto hood rat, welfare queen, all kind. That's where I'm coming from. Place
That's lazy and don't work.
correct of stereotypes and misinformation. That's where I'm coming from with these claims of anti-Semitism. It's like where's the favor for anti-blackness?
Yeah.
So that's where I come from. So once again, let's delve into this that you gave me. It's from, once again, steamit.com. And it says in 1983, 90% of American media was owned by 50 companies.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds kind of fair, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Kind of,
50 states, 50 companies.
right, like one per state, right? That sounds good, right? In 2011, the same 90% is controlled by 6 companies.
Hmm.
That's GE. Now, who is the owner of GE?
Let's see who the owner of GE is.
Insane. So GE, it says, is an American home appliance manufacturer based in Louisville, Kentucky. It has been majority owned by Chinese multinational home appliances company Haier since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
News Corp, also an owner of the 6 companies.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Murdoch is the executive chairman of News Corp.
Okay.
Disney, we all know who owns Disney. We all know who owns Viacom because we see what Viacom did to Nick Cannon when he went on his quote unquote anti Semitic rant.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Time Warner and CBS. So it's not, if it's not even the demographic, these 6 companies control what everyone sees in the media at all times.
Which is just not fair. YouTube got more content creators than the worldwide news.
That's very true.
That's why I watch YouTube most of the time, just getting information from different sources.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you watch CBS or name another one,
Um,
CNN,
CNN, MSNBC, Fox
yeah,
News,
Fox,
most definitely
they
Fox.
all tied into the same. Okay, CNN is with Time Warner. Showtime, no, 60 Minutes is with CBS. Um, look at there. BT is with Viacom.
Mm-hmm.
Along with ABC is with Disney. Fox is with News Corp. NBC is with GE.
Mm-hmm.
I've not mentioned Comcast, which is a cable company.
Comcast be on like everything. I have the Comcast for my cable and my internet service.
Well, Comcast is not really a thing here, but it's definitely a thing in California.
It's definitely a thing here.
Okay, but it's not a thing here.
We have a big Comcast building in the city. Huge.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Wall Street Journal, New York Post is with News Corp.
I read them both. The Journal and the Post. I live by them.
And then if you notice, a lot of these articles be almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like clockwork. Once something happened, boom, 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 boom.
You know,
Boom, back to that.
I saw a if I can find it, I will most definitely upload it and put it in the comments. There was an article that was like, they print off 2 narratives when they want to print off stories, and in particular areas of the city or state, they put out articles to feed the narrative of those people. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
Mhm.
it's actually facts. It's like I want these people to think this thing because they're susceptible to be thinking this thing. You know what I mean?
Well, as you can see, number one is consolidation. Then it went with television. But before that, let's go. Let's go right here. It says total 2010 revenue for the Big Six was 275.9 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's one media exec to every 850,000 subscribers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enough to buy every NFL team 12 times and 5 times the government bailout of General Motors. Isn't that very, very suspicious that General Motors got a bailout? Like, did you bail any of us out? I mean, but anyway. Then number two, television. The Big Six controls 70% of your cable.
Mm-hmm. So they feed the narrative of the things that you want. They want. That's why I like to read the news from overseas. I'm not gonna hold you.
Mm-hmm.
I read a lot of overseas news because they would tell me a lot of things that our news outlets and our news sources will not allow us to know. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
Like they
And
really.
then this was written in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
This article is 2022 now. So Who knows what the numbers are completely now.
Exactly.
Number 3, news. 178 million unique users read Time Warner News every month.
Yep.
Mm, mm, mm.
And they do. Because, I mean, I know I do. I'm not going to lie, I do. Because I do. But I get all my news from different media sources. So I'm not confined to one outlet and one way of narrative of thinking.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, they want, it is not so far-fetched to think that what the conspiracy theory, quote unquote, that they are also quote unquote promoting is factual. When you see things like this, you see numbers like this, and you understand what's happened within, especially the Black community, in regards to our music, our televisions. Like, they want to talk about triggers and traumas. The entertainment industry is a big trigger and trauma of Black people.
Facts.
Look at these movies.
Right.
Movies like Rosewood. Rosewood was an actual event that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Look at American History X. That was also a really good movie. Look at this newfound Them, 12 Years a Slave. Like, there's just consistencies in the movies that are like these are cinematic, they're masterpieces, and it's nothing but Black trauma. Black,
Django.
yes, because we all know folks like that now in this day. Let's be serious.
What's the movie that was banned and they really didn't want people to watch? With Nat Turner.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that one?
I believe that's what it's called. Like, hold on, let me see what that was about. Hold on, let me see. It was because of the director. The Birth of a Nation.
Yes, that's another one.
Yes.
That's another one.
They didn't want, yes, and that I was reading about that actually a little bit earlier. Before we began this recording, I was reading about that. And it's funny that you said that, because that was on my mind. And the reason that they didn't want to proceed with the movie was because Nate Parker, there was allegations against him, so they didn't want to proceed with the movie because of that. So
it's mighty funny. He never went to jail.
We just gonna sip tea on that.
Unlike Harvey Weinstein.
And we gonna sip some more tea on that.
Then had everybody know about the couch.
I'm just saying. Yeah. But the problem also remains. It's that they're trying to make him the face of anti-Semitism.
Yes.
The same way they tried to make Dave Chappelle, who did a whole. Did you see? We watched the NSL skit. Well, his monologue for SNL, and I didn't find anything once again to be anti-Semitic, nor did I find any of his comments ever to be transphobic. I found it to be very eloquently stated in a very comedic fashion.
First of all, Dave Chappelle laughs and jokes at every group, every ethnicity. Look, he does not have a threshold on anybody.
Group as well,
and that's what a comedian do.
Exactly.
Okay, and it was actually funny. It was funny, and it also was knowledgeable. If you can read between the lines.
Mm-hmm. He made a lot of true statements and made you think about a lot of things in his monologue. He really did.
Mm-hmm.
He touched on many points, though. Many points, not just the whole Kyrie Irving situation. He talked about Kanye. He talked about a lot of things.
And let's also state that Kyrie and Kanye are two different people.
Yes.
What one went through, the other ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay, these are two separate men. Probably ain't even talked nothing about this situation. I'm more than sure they haven't talked about it.
At all.
But they are feeling how they are feeling, and they have a right to feel how they feel. And not only that, but Kyrie Irving, he has dual citizenship in America and Australia, because he was born in Australia. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He also um, is was born left-handed. He was born left-handed and was discouraged. Do that sound like something you know? About using his left hand in the Catholic schools.
My
So
daddy was left-handed.
I remember you told me about that.
My daddy
Well,
was left-handed, and they beat him right-handed. And I write with both hands. I'm like, I'm ambidextrous because my daddy was left-handed, being right-handed. I mean,
mm-hmm.
yep.
So the other day when I was looking at some of his highlights, he shot with his left hand, and I was in complete awe because I had no idea that this man could shoot with both his hands.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder he can handle that ball like a spinning top. He is both right and left-handed.
Mm-hmm. He's ambidextrous, most definitely.
And his mother, who's African American and Lakota, died of an illness when he was 4 years old. Mm-hmm. So his aunts and his father raised him. But not only that, he is a member of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe.
Okay. So he's of native, he's of, pardon me, of indigenous
Yes,
bloodline.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So he's of many tribes. So which is
Yeah.
understand which comes to like full circle, which is why
Mm-hmm.
him being of many tribes could be why he wanted to delve into this movie, because it talked about the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So it's not like he was doing something and promoting something to be anti-Semitic, although as a black man, anyway, he wasn't promoting anti-Semitism. He was just promoting the fact that he was delving into research to find out who he was as a black man.
Right. And see, if you lose your mother at 4 years old, you're going to want to know where you come from, too. Because
Listen,
he never got a chance to fully meet his mom. He didn't know his mom at 4 years old.
listen, I'll be 42. I know my mama and my daddy, and I'm finna do me a DNA test. One of them 23, whatever. And I'm trying to find out all what. I'm serious, because I think that's a lot of problem with a lot of Black Americans. Because
Right.
I do call myself a Black American and not an African American. I'm a Black American of African descent. Because you know what I'm saying? I can't paperwork. You know what I mean? So it's like we can't pinpoint where we come from. We don't know what our mother tongue is and our cultures and our traditions and things like that. So that's another reason why a lot of Black people like suffer such discourse. You know what I'm saying? Like, and such anger and like trauma, because we don't know our roots. Knowing your roots is essential to knowing who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So, in not knowing that as Black people, that is a trauma within itself, what is
Yup.
consistently perpetuated in society for entertainment value. But I do digress.
Exactly. Exactly. And this man is a brilliant person, especially on that court. But that is not all that he does. Like, they don't talk about all the things that he do to give back or anything like that, because they really painted him out to be a bad person.
And he's not a bad person whatsoever. You cannot fault someone for trying to find out who they are innately as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Most Black Americans can't say, like, and once again, I say I'm a capital B Black woman. Being Black is who I identify as. That's who I am innately. That's my core being. But then there are however, there are lowercase b Black people. They know, like, they're Jamaicans and Haitians and people from Guyana, and you know what I'm saying? They can identify their actual roots.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference in that. So trying to find out who you are as a human being, you can't fault someone for saying that, and you can't say that he's being anti-Semitic because that's not what he's being. He's gathering information.
That's true.
That's
And
all.
he excelled within his high school career, averaging 17.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals per game. And he was known as a junior national select team standout, amongst other things. Nike Hoop Summit, Rose Garden in Portland, Oregon, selected the player in 2010 McDonald All-American game. Everybody already know, well, in case you don't know, but when you make it to the McDonald's All-American game, we know that you're going to the NBA.
Exactly. Exactly.
He played for Duke, where he averaged 17 points a game and shot 53.2%,
Mm-hmm.
5.1 assists, 3.8 rebounds, and 1.5 steals.
Mm-hmm.
When he went into the NBA, he was the first overall draft pick, which lets you know that they've been had their eyes on this man
Mm-hmm.
because of his greatness, you know.
Now
But
that is what my 16-year-old, that is her favorite player, is Kyrie Irving. Like, she
mm,
is the reason I know who he is before all of this.
okay, that's what's up. Because he is not only a basketball player, but I don't know if you know about Uncle Drew.
Who is Uncle Drew?
That is the character that he plays as an old man in the movies.
Okay.
Yeah, he has movies out. Has an acting role for Uncle Drew. It's an Uncle Drew series. He had some Pepsi commercials out too, where he dressed like an old man and he is whipping these people on the court, these basketball skills, because they think that he's old and he can't do nothing.
I did not know that. I want to have to delve into that later on today.
He wrote and directed episode 2, which he started alongside Bill Russell and Kevin Love, because they had a series of Pepsi Max advertisements, and yeah, he wrote and directed episode 2, and also episode 3, which starred Nate Robinson and Maya Moore. He wrote and directed episode 4. So this lets you know that he is not just a basketball player. He also appeared in the episode Disney XD series Kicking It in 2012. He
Mm-hmm.
guest starred on Family Guy,
Okay,
season
yes.
17, Big Trouble in Little Cohog. Um, he has a shoe deal with Nike worth $11 million. His
He was
signature.
suspended from, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Either way it goes, it's still something that he has accomplished.
facts.
Even if they do take it away from him, who cares? He can start his own shoe. I wear it.
Facts. I would too.
His signature sneakers were the second best-selling line of 2017, behind LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And he also likes. Now listen, can you believe that he liked to sing, dance, and play the baritone saxophone?
Can you also believe that he is an Aries?
That's pretty
Mhm.
awesome.
Hashtag Team Aries, go gang gang. You
Right. His godfather was an NBA player. His cousin, highly rated basketball player that played for
Oh, pull that.
Kentucky.
Can you pull that up or no?
What?
The stats that you're reading from.
Sure.
And you know what? I really do wish we could play the Dave Chappelle um monologue. I really do, because it was beautifully done. It really was.
Well, did you ever pull up the manuscript?
The transcript, I did actually pull up the transcripts. I did.
Okay. Well, we can take pieces from that because if we play it, we're gonna get
Flags.
flagged. Right.
Flags on the play. We get flags on our plays regardless.
Mm-hmm. Which reminds us, please like and share the videos. Thank you so very much. And also, you can donate to the cause through Cash App because they won't monetize these videos a lot of times.
Okay.
They always giving us a hard time about our videos. So
Especially when we speak the truth.
you can give super chats when we go live, and you also can donate through Cash App, which is greatly appreciated.
Cash App is on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Activism. In November 2016, Irving tweeted his support for the water protectors at the Standing Rock Indian Reservation,
Mm-hmm.
who were demonstrating against Dakota Access Pipeline in North Dakota. Protesters said that the pipeline, which crosses under the river and across the regions, violates treaty law, which it did. He donated $300,000 to food banks in the city harvest on his birthday. He donated 17 pallets of food to the Standing Rock Soaks tribe. I mean, he is so much more than a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
He works in the community.
He also believed that the earth is flat.
He did. I mean, that's on him.
He has a right to feel what he feels. Like, if I feel like it ain't flat, that's how I feel about it. Who gonna tell me how to feel about it?
It is what it is. People have to learn to agree to disagree. Really.
Exactly.
And people also have to learn that not everything is an attack.
Right.
Not everything is an attack on who you are. I feel attacked all the time, every day. I feel attacked when people tell me to watch these masterpieces, and I am triggered because I know that back in like 1927, when my grandma was born, or back in 1958, when my mama was born, like black folks was different and things were different.
Right.
And on screen shows those times when my parents and my grandparents, my ancestors, or my grandmama,
Yep.
because them the times we talking about.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
My grandfather was born in the teens. Like, come on now.
But yet and still, he shared a link, and y'all want to quote unquote counsel him. But we should just counsel the whole world because y'all stay talking about something crazy dealing with black people, or showing a film, or recording something where a police officer done violated. I mean, people jumping around in blackface. I mean, black people getting their works stolen, aka the Matrix. I mean,
I don't mean no harm. I really don't. However, it's like they sit and talk about the sensibilities and the sensitivities of other people. And it's like, what about the sensitivities of black people?
exactly.
When are we going to take accountability for that? When are we going to take accountability for the consistent traumas that black people face every single day that are made into tropes and TV series, and you have these drama series, these reality series where black women hating on black women, and like, when are we going to take kind of accountability for that as well?
Right.
Like, it's like y'all are continuously perpetuating traumas within the black communities as entertainment, yet they are traumas and triggers that we have. And it's like, oh, it's all right. It's okay. Y'all get over it.
Exactly.
And once again, I don't mean no harm. However, The Holocaust was from 1939 to 1941. I want to say. Slavery was hundreds of years.
400 plus to be exact, not to count the years that's going on now.
Exactly. And I am not negating the traumas that the Jewish people went through. I am not negating their sacrifices. I'm not negating none of that. None of that. However, we are always told to remember the Holocaust and told to get over slavery.
And not only that, but they received their reparations.
They did.
We never received ours.
And we are still trampled upon every day. If you gave me my reparations and acknowledged that people all over the world benefited from the transatlantic slave trade, acknowledge that, take accountability for that, and apologize with reverence to the Black people of we could be called, you know what I'm saying? Like, take accountability and apologize to Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Give us our due.
Mm-hmm.
And I might start caring about other people.
Yeah.
Because every 5 seconds you throw in how I'm an angry Black woman, yet someone else who distributes my same characteristics of a different hue is passionate. I'm angry. Like, cut all that out.
And you know that celebrities are called certain celebrities like Mala joins Mala Kunis, whatever her name. She joins over 200 celebrities calling for Amazon to remove the movie, honey.
Which I think should have been the focal point in the first place.
Facts on facts on facts.
Because if it was not I use Amazon every day. I ordered groceries the other day from Amazon. I'm not gonna lie. Their platform is how wide. If they did not provide the platform for him to watch and promote the movie, there would be no controversy. So
Mind you, Amazon and Barnes and Nobles refused to remove the title because they continue to profit off of it.
So why are you centering this Black man around this controversy? Once again,
Yeah.
centering the Black man around controversy involving anti-Semitism, quote unquote racist, all kinds of things like that. Like, why do you continue to do that? These are platforms that people can go to. They have a greater outreach than Kyrie Irving does. How many people follow Barnes and Noble on Twitter? I didn't know that, so I'm going to look that up. Hold on one second. Okay. Because how you continue to center this one person around the controversy, and it shouldn't be that. Go after the platforms. Go after the platforms.
Facts. They're the one providing the movie. Like, he wouldn't be able to share the link if they were not providing the link.
Exactly. I can't find this on Twitter. If you can find it on Twitter, you can let the people know. However, I'm just saying, if those two flat platforms didn't provide the book, where is the audio book? Is there an audio book? Where is that being able to be reached at? And Amazon for promoting the movie. Why are you not going after those specific platforms? Why are you going after Kyrie Irving as a person?
Right. Exactly. Let me see if I can find Barnes and Noble, see what they talking about. Because at this point in time, he can just kind of come up with his own shoes, and it's a lot of people that can do their own thing, and it's kind of like they scared to step out on their own faith. I mean, you got everything that it takes to do your own thing at this point.
I mean,
Barnes and Nobles have 286.6K followers
on Twitter.
on Twitter.
Okay, yeah. But however, that doesn't negate the. Hold on.
Even if that, yeah, that should be it. Yeah,
That
to
doesn't
be
negate the
legit.
5.2 million followers that Amazon has on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Same platform that Kyrie Irving shared the link from. So whose platform was greater, Kyrie Irving's or Amazon?
And also, as I'm scrolling on Twitter real quick, I see where Ronald Dalton Jr. has shared a tweet on the 12th that says, Ron Dalton has lawyers on notice in case Amazon/Barnes and Nobles removes his books/movies from Jewish pressure. Where Amazon/Barnes and Nobles take the risk of a potential lawsuit, the Black community are ready to support for the legal team if this is what it comes down to. Interesting, because we was just talking about how a lot of people are calling for them to take it down.
Which
Wow.
which should have been the focal point in the first place. That's how I feel. Taking it down should have been the focal point in the first place, not this public display of canceling this man and making him the face of anti-Semitism. That's why
Yeah,
I don't even like to continue to say his name with that phrase, because that's when you equate the name to the phrase.
right.
So
Mm,
it's just wrong to put that on a person who was just trying to find out where his identity lay.
exactly. But either way it go, all of this is just a bit much, in my strong opinion. I
Yeah,
mean, once you educated this man, you should let him go on about his business. Y'all already scared Nick Cannon, and he tucked his tail and ran.
exactly.
Um, Kanye, y'all, I don't know what's going to happen between these people and Kanye, because Kanye's at a point where he just want to tell what he just want the truth out, and he just wants to be treated fairly. However, Kanye did make some crazy
Yes, he did.
and foolish statements.
Yes, he did.
Like those sounded like threats, sir.
Yes, he did. And you can acknowledge that. You can acknowledge his threats. And that's what makes a lot of his points invalid. And he's making some very valid points. But antics like that,
Yeah, it's childish.
he tries to say anything. Because who wants to understand the logic of your logic when you're not making no sense? Like, come on, the math ain't mathing.
Right.
Mathing.
Yeah, you're doing too much. You're doing too much, Kanye. So then, after they showed you exactly who they were and took everything basically from you, you still got $400 million, though. Let's not forget about that. But you went from a billionaire to a millionaire overnight.
So did you ever really have that money?
Exactly. That's a worth. That's a worth. So if they took it from you, was it really even yours?
Exactly.
Because how you going to take something from me that's mine?
Exactly.
You dropped his net worth like boom. So,
And
and
once again, it's like just like with Dave Chappelle, they're proving his point. And
yeah,
people People, and this is why I say all the time, people have to take the emotions out of their thought process and think logically. Like, really, stop looking to be offended. I don't look to be offended at all. I hear facts for what they are. I don't care who says it.
Well, and then not only that, but now LeBron has come out with a tweet where he says, Kyrie apologized and he should be able to play. They saying that his return to play terms are excessive. When you really made a statement before you said that, that kind of just seemed like you were going against him. Like you was really putting the lead on in his back as well as everybody else.
And I don't know. I don't know how to spin that because me as a person, I know what I believe in, and I believe right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't care how you feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
However, I guess, being that, I mean, that's King James. Let's give
Mm-hmm.
that's
I
King.
love King James. I do.
I love King James. I do. I still love King James. However, with his platform and who he is as a person within the league, within the community, he probably felt, and from his people felt pressure to make a statement.
Yeah.
And then after a minute, he was like, "Come on, y'all doing the most. You're doing
Yeah.
too much. You're doing way too much," which is understandable.
And mind you, because Ye said that they can control Jay Z, Beyonce, LeBron. I'm talking about he done named out everybody. Said they can control them, but they cannot control him, honey.
Ye just don't care. He talking about sacrifices and all kinds of things. Like he really just does not even care.
I feel like why is that such a big deal for him to have that thought process? Like, what's the problem with it? Like, why is it such a big deal?
With who, Kyrie?
No, with Kanye West.
I mean, some of the things that he says were
No, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying from saying, about how basically, because I ain't talking about the crazy stuff he said. I'm saying the stuff where he made actual sense, where he was talking about who all owns what and how they controlling these people.
I mean, because it's facts. It's facts. That's how I come. I'm a product of the '90s, so I know what our music, our literature, our movies
Mm,
were like. The things that feed our minds. I know what they were like and how they presented themselves and what they did to help influence in our growth within this music of today. You know what I'm saying? The music of yesteryear was about upliftment, empowerment, and growing as a community. The music of now is like about like drugs and alcohol and essaying and women being unsavory names, and it's just about nothing, a bunch of nothing.
And while we're talking about that, let's get on Dave Chappelle's monologue, if we will.
Yes, yes, we
Uh, when he started off, he said he had a statement to make, and he said, "I denounce anti-Semitism in all forms, and I stand with my friends in the Jewish community, and that Kanye is how you buy yourself sometime." So,
facts.
so he clearly made a joke about Kanye and let them know, look, I don't want no smoke.
Exactly,
But it was so funny because he said it and how he said it.
exactly.
And the look on his face was like, all right now, I'm gonna speak my piece, but leave me alone.
Hmm.
He said, I gotta tell you guys, I've probably been doing this for 35 years now. And early in my career, I learned that there are two words in the English language that you should never say in sequence. And those two words are the and Jews. Never heard someone do good after they said that.
Wait,
But he telling the truth. He said Kanye got himself in some scrapes before. Normally, when he's in trouble, I pull up. I pull up immediately. But this time, I was like, you know what? Let me see what's gonna happen first. I just want to see. I ain't lying. I got to check this situation out first and foremost, baby. Cause you don't went all the way out there in them streets.
left.
So I mean, he was making little jokes like that. And why are they on this man? Because it was funny.
It was funny. However, like there's a part where he goes, "It's a big deal. He had broken show business rules." Right?
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, this is in regards to Kanye's appearance on Drink Champs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says it was a good appearance, it was funny, but when he woke up, he went on Drink Champs again. This time he was mad about something. He said, I can say anti Semitic things and Adidas won't drop me. Now what? Adidas dropped that N word immediately. Ironically, Adidas was founded by Nazis.
Yes.
Yes, the students have surpassed the teacher. So I guess that phrase within itself, that ironically Adidas was founded by Nazis,
Mm.
got him tripping. And then he went on to say it's a big deal. He had broken show business rules. You know, the rules of perception. If they're black, they're a gang. You can hear the connotation of the word gang as you say it.
Mm.
Violence, recklessness, danger, looting.
Mm-hmm.
If they're Italian, they're a mob. That's
Yeah.
structure, that's finesse.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence and you should never speak of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they found to be anti Semitic. However, as per usual, Dave Chappelle never tells a lie.
Nope. He don't. He don't
No,
never lie about his stuff. He don't.
told a lie. Never.
It said Kanye got in so much trouble. Kyrie got in trouble.
Exactly.
For real though.
Exactly.
For
Just
real though.
happenstance. They just was going in on the Jewish folks at the same time. But then it's like the hatred of Kanye was just catapulted onto Kyrie, and it was just like, no, you gonna do it because they knew Kanye wasn't gonna do nothing. He said, "F everybody,
Exactly. Exactly.
F
Yeah, y'all don't come
everybody."
down on him because y'all know Kanye ain't finna do smackety smack.
About the kind of power and connections Kanye has. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, although the things happened as they did, he was a man of stature.
Mm-hmm.
Brother got a whole church. Okay,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
And let me add this. Um, Kyrie Irving had made a statement as well. He said, I was not put here. This was the last statement I heard he made, baby, and I loved it. I was not put here on earth to participate in any religious/political wars or incite racial disharmony/prejudice with communities. We are all equal under the sun, and I am here to participate in the building of an equal world and follow the word from the Most High God, Yah. I mean, he basically just shut everybody up at that point in time.
I mean, if you're trying to find out who you are as an entity and as a being, and things like this assist you on your journey, although you can prove things, certain things, to be not factual, and some things to be factual, it
Mm-hmm.
still aids on your journey. It's not like he was promoting anti Semitism. It wasn't hatred. There was no hatred. There was no malicious intent.
Right.
He
I
found
didn't feel like it was at all.
Right. He found something that was biblically bound. Like, once again, when I say Bible, that means it's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't fault him for trying to find out who he is through these texts.
I mean, nobody said anything about hidden colors.
Child, please. Look, I don't want to talk about none of that stuff. I be having an attitude problem. I really do. So no,
Yeah. I
it's just
mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. But at the end of the day, it's history. It's real, and therefore we should be able to discuss it without them getting mad, getting upset. Like it's, I know even in high school they don't want to teach about any of the stuff. They went so far to stop saying that slaves were slaves. They basically said they were volunteers.
ooh,
Like,
that's called indentured servitude. Okay,
hmm,
that's called I'm paying off a debt. Like the Irish. The Irish
hmm,
were indentured servants in America. We're talking about in America.
yeah,
I'm not talking about that trade that happened because the pirates overtook ships and they just so happened to be Irish.
hmm,
They were not they were not like proponents of chattel slavery in
right.
the Americas. Whole separate situation.
But either way it go, I feel like, let's just stop all of this. Like, it seems like an adult is throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
We need equality, period, in all that we do.
We need honest conversations, acknowledgement, accountability,
Mm-hmm.
reparations, and healing.
Exactly.
Like for real, we really, really need some healing. Because I'm not gonna hold you. Okay, so I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist myself, and these be my thoughts. Sunshine's thoughts, no one else's thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I be thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I read the Bible, right? And number one, Barack Obama's name is in the Bible. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, his father is an African man. Number two. Number
Yeah.
three, like when those that will last shall be first, I will come again. And ain't nothing like being first, like being the leader of the free world. It's like all these things are happening. Look at COVID and monkeypox, and all these things are happening in the world, and it's just like Bible,
Mm-hmm.
Bible. Read your Bible. The locusts. There's this thing called lantern flies in my city. Look them things up. They ugly and weird and creepy. They burn
Right.
like plastic. The plagues. We got the COVID that like almost wiped out the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. Like, so it's not hard to not make the correlation to what Kyrie Irving could think. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not hard to get from point A to point B to point C to point D if you can
Right.
think on a conspiratorial plane. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Exactly. So yeah, it's outside of the box thinking. That's what.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I
Mm,
like that though. I mean, I feel like you should be able to be a person that thinks outside the box. Like, I really have never been a person that thinks like everybody else.
very much so.
That has never been my thing.
I've always played like with majority of things devil's advocate. Like, well, what about this process? What about that process? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to
Mm-hmm.
think of all kinds of aspects and scopes.
Right. Facts on facts. Let's see. So did we hit everything we need to hit when it talks about Kyrie
I believe so.
and this situation that's going on? Um, I just think they should, reinstate this man and take a step back and look at how foolish they are acting.
And I just want to make a point, like wholeheartedly, when it comes to these traumas and triggers and traumatizing of peoples. We have once again movies like Rosewood, Roots, Them. We have all kinds of traumatic movies that promote what I call black trauma porn, that are
Mm-hmm.
considered entertainment, that are triggers to people like me, because those things actually happened.
That's right.
So when anti-blackness is fought against with such fervor as every other anti and obic, I will have a bit more compassion, because before anything, I am a black woman.
Exactly. This is true. Well, we're about to go ahead and wrap the show up. Do you want to give any form of words of encouragement to the people that may be listening? Also, make sure you subscribe and share right now. Sharing and subscribing. Oh, and don't forget to like it as well. Really helps our channel to be seen more. And that's what we're definitely out to do at this point.
Just don't ever be discouraged in finding out who you are as a person. No matter where the paths lead you, no matter how many times you have to start over and do things again and again, if that is your goal, is to find out who you are, where you come from, your roots, your ancestry, do so, and very unapologetically.
Exactly. And also, don't be discouraged as a person to seek knowledge of self and to also be a person that think for yourself. There's too many people, in my very strong opinion, that is always waiting for somebody to tell them how to think or what to think.
Mm-hmm.
Read, research, think for yourself. However, if that's something that you're not good at, you can practice it. Have your own opinion. Have your own voice. So, well, with that being said, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Talk about it Tuesday once again. And make sure, once again, you share, like, subscribe to the channel. Also, Facebook, Instagram, and
Twitter,
Twitter,
YouTube.
YouTube. And we also have Dab TV on TikTok.
And I'm still looking for my subscribers so I can promote my content. Like, come on, people. I need you to subscribe to us. Show us love. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, with that being said, y'all have a blessed night, and we will definitely talk to you guys later. Millionaire pending.
Be safe. Do remain healthy.